Hello, fellow collectors and fellow YouTubers. Welcome back to Mastodon Comics and Collecting. This is episode 4 of, yep, I have a lot of CDs. And this is the 4th shelf. And I lied before, there's 7 shelves, so there'll be 3 more episodes after this. And so we're going to start off. This is my Jethro Tull best of. It's pretty good best of. It's got all the good ones. Living in the Past, Aqualung, Bungle in the Jungle, Steel Monkey, Too Old to Rock and Roll, Too Young to Die, Jet, very good. I like to call them throwback bands, kind of like the band Airborne, and Black Tide, stuff like that. Well, they're just rockers. They're I guess they'd be like the Killers. What was the name of that band? I believe in a thing called Love. Along that vein. Billy Joel, 52nd Street. This one has let's see, Big Shot, My Life, Zanzibar, 52nd Street. Very good album. Judas Priest, Rock-a-Rolla. Oh, what the heck's going on here? Something got mixed up. Journey. This is their greatest hits. Joy Division. Very good new wave band. Later became New Order. Another good new wave band. Okay, there we go. Back to Judas Priest. Sad Wings of Destiny. Probably one of their best albums, in my opinion. I'm not sure who did the artwork on that. Cover concept, Neil French. Don't know who that is. Sleeve painting, Patrick Woodruff. Sin After Sin. This is my favorite Judas Priest album. It really got heavier at this point. One of the highlights is Race with the Devil. It's actually a cover by a band, a cover of a band called Gun. You get a chance, check them out. Their stuff's on YouTube. They don't have much out there, but let's see, Judas Priest Stained Glass. I believe this the one responsible for the album Beyond the Realms of Death, the one that landed them in a lawsuit when a kid committed suicide. Very sketchy stuff. Judas Priest, again, Hellbent for Leather. And people question that he was gay. That's funny. British Steel. Point of Entry. Again. Let's not get into it. Screaming for Vengeance. Highlight on this one would be the Hellion, Electric Eye, and obviously the title track. Great version of Fever. Living After Midnight. Live compilation. No, it's a compilation, but there's a lot of live stuff on it. Jugulator. This was with Ripper Owens. Not a very good album. It's actually kind of sucks. Kaiser Chiefs, Employment. I do believe the lead singer of this band was on the show The Voice in Australia or England. One of the two, I can't remember. Kansas Leftoverture. Had to get it because of Carry On My Wayward Son. It's also a very great album, classic album. The Kinks' Greatest Hits. That's volume 2. That's volume 1. Story of the Kinks, another best of. King's X, best of. If you get a chance, check these guys out. They're very good. And this guy, Doug, I can't remember his last name. He is, he's a lot older than he looks. But I've been rocking for a long time. And yes, I'm a Kings of Leon fan. A lot of people say I can't believe it. I'm sorry. But I like their stuff. So there's Only by the Night. There's Come Around Sundown, which I didn't think was a very good album, but it was all right. Kiss Destroyer. What album is, or what collection is incomplete, or isn't complete without Destroyer and Double Platinum? King Diamond, god damn it, King Diamond, lead singer of Merciful Fate. Both bands are kind of interchangeable. His solo band has members of Merciful Fate, and it's kind of a weird affair. He hasn't done an album with Merciful Fate in a long time. I'd sort of like that to happen again, but I have quite a few Merciful Fate albums. But this one's excellent. The Puppet Master, it's really good. Interesting thing about King Diamond, he was a lab tech at one point in his young career. Danish band, I believe. Or he's Danish. Korn, Life is Peachy. I actually forgot I had this one. And Issues. The LA Guns. The solo, or the self-titled record. And Cocked and Loaded. Favorite song on this one is the opening track, Let It Go. It's only a minute and 22 seconds, but it's pretty kick-ass. Leafhound, Growers of Mushroom. This is an early 70s. I don't know if you call them hard rock. They were pretty heavy. But this is a reissue of the album. A lot of those bands from the early 70s didn't get reissued on CD until about 5-10 years ago. Led Zeppelin. There was a guy in Germany, I guess, had acquired the licensing distribution rights to all these albums, and started distributing them en masse. Led Zeppelin 2, Led Zeppelin 3, Led Zeppelin 4, or Zozo, or Led Zeppelin self-titled. Houses of the Holy. Physical Graffiti. This has probably my favorite. No, my favorite is When the Levee Breaks on Zozo, but Kashmir is probably my second favorite. That's Physical Graffiti. And best of. Geddy Lee Solo, my favorite Headache. It's a very good album. It's very, very much like the 90s era Rush. Huey Lewis. I miss the news. Family Guy joke, anybody? Limp Bizkit, $3 bill, y'all. And this is the Walmart edited version, unfortunately. Linkin Park, Hybrid Theory. live, Throwing Copper. These guys are from just down the road from me in York area. It's down around the Harrisburg. So there's some kind of local boys, much like Poison, having some local blood. There's some more lives, Secret Somebody. And Living Colour, Vivid. This was the album. This is the song that had, or the album that had CM Punk's theme music, called A Personality. Love, Forever Change. This is one of the Summer of Love albums, along with Jefferson Airplane and Sergeant Pepper's, and those albums. Lucifer's Friend, German. I'm going to call them a heavy metal band. They're very early heavy metal. This album was released in 1970, and those of you familiar with Uriah Heep, the band had John Lawton on vocals, who would later be in Uriah Heep, replacing Dave Bryan. Lynyrd Skynyrd, pronounced Lynyrd Skynyrd. Lynyrd Skynyrd's Second Helping. This is the one that has Sweet Home Alabama. Nothing Fancy. This is Skynyrd's first. It's a compilation of they call it the Muscle Shoals album. It was the early cuts before they did Pronounced, and it had original guitarist and the original drummer, which was this guy here, who was later in Blackfoot. All-time greatest hits. Freebird the movie. I damn near wore this album out. It was one of the first ones, probably the first 10 albums that I ever bought. I was in 9th grade. Birthday money. Another greatest hits. Yngwie Malmsteen. Guitar virtuoso. He's also a Swede. Manfred Mann's Earth Band. This was early 70s, 73. Man of War. They're billed as the loudest band on the planet. They broke and made the Guinness Book and broke several sound records back in the day. Very good band. Deathtone, Metal Days, Man of War, Battle Hymn. They're famous for Joey DeMaio is the bassist, and he likes to do classicals on the bass, and it's phenomenal. William Tell, he did Flight of the Bumblebee, stuff like that. It's on the bass, it's ridiculous. Hail to England. This album isn't very good. And neither is this one. But with Sign of the Hammer, they came back a little bit. Fighting the World, again. That's kind of almost an homage to Destroyer. Kings of Metal. Perfect album. Perfect. I wonder who did the cover for this, because that looks very much like Frank Frazetta. I don't know. Triumph of Steel, another perfect album. Louder Than Hell. I don't know who did the cover art. Where's the World? Very good album. Something that they did after September 11th. Very strong album. Unite the Field, Unite the Four. Manowar Live. Another Manowar Live. I went through a phase where I had to, well, we'll liken this to comic book runs. I had to get everything by certain bands. Here we go. There's a change of pace. Bob Marley, Exodus. Excellent album. Anybody getting it? This is the album. This is the album that I recommend. Anybody that wants to get into the Bob Marley. Just because I think it's that good. God. This is the bitch. Nothing wants to stay up. Let's see what's next here. Legend. It's like the best of, basically. Mastodon. There you go. This is probably what everybody was wondering. And I have, pretty sure this is Remission. This is their first album. I don't have any of the EP stuff, which is sad. Mastodon Leviathan. Mastodon Blood Mountain. Leviathan is the album that got me into them. Crack the Sky, very good album. This one was, majority of it was written by Bran Daler, who is the drummer after his sister passed away. It's kind of his sister's name is Sky, by the way. And it's kind of a tribute to her. Mastodon the Hunter. One More Trip Around the Sun. This album is phenomenal. I love it. Love this album. And I believe Emperor of Sand is the last studio album they did. 2017. Jeez. Dave Matthews. On the Table and Dreaming. I used to have Crash too, but that disappeared. May Blitz. This is another one of those early 70s bands, and I saw this one having combining their first two albums. I like that. I like that art. It's freaking hilarious. They're pretty good. Smoking the Day Away is probably the best one. Fire Queen. Superfly. Can't go wrong with a little Curtis Mayfield, buddy. Meatloaf, Hits Out of Hell. It's a compilation. I have the other two albums, Bad Out of Hell 1 and 2 on cassette. John Cougar, American Fool. Another one I didn't have any. Is this the one that has? Yeah, this has Jack and Diane on it. Was a 45 that I inherited from my sister. Damn it. Scarecrow. Good album. Okay. And this is a band. They're traveling minstrels called Megadeth. They've been through a lot in their in their storied career. You know, they peace sells, but who's buying? They're extremely right. So far, so good. So what? That's their best album right here, Rust in Peace. Don't buy any other Megadeth unless you listen to this one first. Countdown to Extinction. This is the one that has Symphony of Destruction. Hidden Treasures. Cryptic Writings. Some of the 90s bullshit that sucked. Compilation. I do not have Risk. I refuse to buy that album. World Needs a Hero. Good stuff. System Has Failed. Definitely a good album. I don't know if anybody remembers, The World Needs a Hero was the one that they had released a bunch of the tracks from it online before the album released, and apparently they weren't songs that were on the album, so everybody thought they got the album and they didn't, and they released that. I thought that was funny. The Melvins, classic Seattle band. Gotta love it. Houdini. Here we go. Merciful Fate, Don't Break the Oath. Excuse me. My tattoo artist buddy did this on a guy's back. Talk about sitting through some torture. Good Lord. Merciful Fate. What the hell is this one called? Dead Again. First Merciful Fate album I ever heard. I don't have Abigail. I'd like to get it. Merciful Fate Time. Good album. Merciful Fate 9. This is my favorite Merciful Fate album. Don't Break the Oath is really good, but I really like this one. The MC5. Kick out the jams, motherfucker. That's right, buddy. This is another band from the 80s. I don't know if you've ever heard of them. They go by Alcoholica. Later they were called Selloutica. But this thing here says Metallica. I don't know what that is. This is Kill 'Em All. Best album. Ride the Lightning. Favorite album. Master of Puppets. And Justice for All. Second best album. Selloutica. I mean, Black Album, self-titled album, whatever you want to call it. What? Reload of shit? I mean, S&M. Yeah, that's freaking hilarious, guys. Freaking retards. Garage Inc. This is good because it has all those songs that they did back in the day, you know. I did have Saint Anger, but that album's fucking garbage. Metal Church, very good band. This is self-titled. They're a thrash band from the 80s. Blessings in Disguise. This is a local band to me. I went to school with the majority of the guys in this band, and they're no longer together. What the hell? I forget what. They changed their name at some point. But that's one of their albums. One of the other albums. This guy and this guy were in my class. The other three, These three were in the class ahead of me, and this guy was from a different school. But he is a country music singer now, based out of Nashville. That's Sean Lacey. Misfits, Static Age. Gotta have it. And Ministry. And that concludes this episode. Stay tuned for episode 5, Shelf 5. And as always, keep collecting, keep reading, keep sharing, keep listening. Feel free to like, subscribe, share, give me a thumbs down. Tell me my collection is garbage. I don't care because I like it, and that's what matters. Have a good one, guys.